everyone, welcome back to Nicole's video blog. It's Wednesday, December 7th, 2011. Wow, I think it's also a day when there was a new planet discovered? Not sure. For someone as geeky as me, you figured I'd be in the know with that. I've spent the last couple of days really being in this miserable state of existence. And I've decided to start writing a blog for my blog over at Blogspot or Blogger, whichever one you want to call it. And that title is Guilt. Now I'm trying to get everything on paper, and I have my idea in my head, and it just isn't getting to paper in the way that I want to convey it. My whole life, my whole existence, up until the point of about 3 hours ago, still going on, has been I feel guilty for what I am, for who I am, for what I've done. And I don't care what that is. It could be walking across the street, picking up a newspaper. It could be going to the bathroom at someone's house. I always have this overwhelming guilt in me for just different things. I'm specifically trying to put this down on paper to explain why I've allowed myself to be bullied by certain people in my life. An ex-spouse, a mom, a brother, and why I live in fear when I shouldn't. So I've begun to start to dissect this emotion, this feeling that I have, so I can move on. And it really has been debilitating the last couple of days, having this fear, this guilt and fear of something that was about to happen, something bad about to happen. And I guess I could explain it this way. There isn't a memory I have where I wasn't trans. I can go back as far as I can remember. I've been trying on women's clothes since the dawn of early childhood. And when I was done, I would just have this overwhelming guilty feeling. And it's never gone away. Now today, I could look at myself, look in the mirror and say, I did not make myself this way. This is something that I am, not something I chose to be. But it doesn't negate that overwhelming guilt I have. And I look at just different points in my life. I remember begging God for forgiveness one second, and then begging God to make me a girl the next second, and then back to begging for forgiveness, because how could I even think of such crazy lunatic thing to do? But I don't think that I deserved to grow up that way. I don't think I deserve to harbor those feelings at this point. But it really is starting to negatively affect this next point in my life. And I'm trying my best to get past it, and I'm wondering just how many of you also have that same guilt. And I'll put it this way. My marriage failed. It didn't fail because of this. It failed because we lacked the connection to go past a certain point. We lacked the drive to be with each other to go past a certain point. And I could blame this on it, but I absolutely loved my ex. We fell apart because we fell apart, because relationships end. But in my head, when I went to my mediation and when we divorced, I just took all of it upon myself and had that guilt. And let my ex run the show and never pushed back. She's not a bad person. I think people do what we allow them to do, and then when we ask them not to, you know what, don't be surprised if they're going to stop doing something that was easy. I know that's cryptic, but I'm just going to leave it cryptic. But I've been harboring this overwhelming guilt for being trans that's gotten in my way of being able to run my own life, be able to demand the rights that I deserve, and being able to move on to the next step. I even think that this guilt is starting to interfere with my dating. Because although I really can't stop thinking about boys, I've got this guilty feeling, this compassion, this guilt of being trans, even when they know I am. And guys I like know I am. And I've got to let go of it. I think I'm too hard on myself. And I've gotten to a point where I could admit that this is what I am, and I need to get to that next spot. So I'm trying to take all these feelings, even this video is all over the place, and get them into this succinct statement on a piece of paper. I wonder how much of this guilt is my upbringing as Catholic, and the upbringing from my stepfather who's Jewish, and being around a lot of Jewish and Catholic people, who's got more guilt than those two religions, right? I don't know. But I know I'm done. I know I want to push it away. Because I want the smile to be here all the time. With that said, I've got nothing else to talk about today. I just wanted to talk about that. So I'm going to see if I can write this down on my computer over there and make a blog entry out of it. YouTube, thanks for watching. I love you all. Bye.